Nestled in the hills of the Eastern Cape is the picturesque little town of Loerie. People here, unemployed and on the breadline, have a tough time giving their children a good education. School is just a place they don't want to be, a sentiment not difficult to understand when you consider the state of Phumile Primary.
The very atmosphere, the very place is not inviting them to come to school. The desks, the chairs, the way they are, the windows are broken. When they come to school, it's cold in some days it's windy.
Baie kinders is nou onbevoorreg, hulle het nou miskien nou nie truie en so vers warm truie nie. En dis nou 'n situasie waar hulle nou kan siek raak. Die skool was afgebreek. Hulle het selfs ingebreek en die skool was nie in 'n goeie toestand gewees nie. Die klaskamers en vensters was stikkend gewees.
Touch Africa stepped in to help. Project manager Rob Penbrook's first stop was Plascon.
Yeah, it's great that Touch Africa has asked us to be part of this initiative in painting some of the disadvantaged schools in the Eastern Cape. It's really going to benefit us and your guys.
We're a South African-owned company, so a project like this blends in and it feels right.
Meanwhile, back at Phumile, excited pupils prepared their school for the upgrade. Rob arrived with supplies.
Who's the labour?
Local labour was hired to help with the project and given overalls. The first task was to fill, sand and paint the walls.
There's a lot of cracks in the buildings, it's very old. I estimate the building being about 80 years old, which we're going to sort out, so we'll go from there.
Yeah, it is nice. Combination of green, it goes well. Doesn't get easy, unlike your white.
The toilets were painted with a high gloss enamel.
The roof's not too bad, but there are rusted sheets, as you can see, coming down now. We'll replace them, and the roof should be as good as new again.
The stoop was in a bad way. Cracking plaster was chipped off, and tiles sourced to replace areas where there were none.
What's really nice to see is the kids all climbing in and helping the tradesmen with the plastering and the rubbing down and the painting. The actual job's not going to take too long at all.
PG Glass arrived to replace broken windows. Rob, in the interim, travelled back to Port Elizabeth to have some basketball hoops made up for the new court.
Check it, is it tight? It's lovely, eh?
Thank you, South Africa.
Thank you, Africa. Feel good.
Phumile Primary's upgrade had been sponsored by Build It. They came by to check on progress.
It's not the first project and it's also not the last project.
Okay.
So hopefully this is really going to do you well for your school.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you, guys.
Meanwhile, ground was broken for the court slab and concrete laid. Another problem that had to be addressed was the school's lack of security.
I've been a locksmith for 33 years and I'm hand making 2 keys for the safe lock.
To promote longevity and a sense of ownership, the pupils of Phumile planted trees and became responsible for the one they had planted. Meanwhile, holes of a different sort were being dug, the sort that sprouted rugby posts. Sponsors had loaded a truck with gifts to make life at Phumile just a little easier, and that truck just arrived. There was a copier from Canon, TV and DVD player, new chairs and educational material from exclusive books.
What is going to happen here in this corner? They're going to put their hands, they're going to print them on the wall. I was here when this was done. I have to look after it.
As the kids had taken ownership of the school, so did the artisans by putting their name to the project.
This is a good ending. A very good ending.